Good morning, aloha from Florida. So real quick, the Antikythera mechanism and the speeds of the sun and the moon. Now, a long time ago, at least 5,000 or 6,000 years ago, someone figured out that the moon moves a little bit faster month to month as it moves from the Tropic of Cancer out over the equator to the Tropic of Capricorn and back every single month. The sun will do the same circuit, but it takes a year to do the same circuit. On the circular path, the sun laps the moon once a month, and it's a little bit faster as it goes around the magnetic center. But on that spirograph pattern, the moon goes much faster. Now, in the Antikythera mechanism, as the sun and moon are moving over the surface of a flat and stationary Earth, they speed up and slow down. They go a little faster as they are going south of the equator around the circuit of the outer realm or outer edge of our flat and stationary Earth. They go a little slower as they go over the Tropic of Cancer north of the equator. This is observable, measurable, and repeatable, and has been for thousands of years. It's harder to tell with the sun because the sun is making that spirograph journey so much slower than the moon. It's faster to tell with the moon. Now, in the Antikythera mechanism, there was a pin and a slot in one of the bronze gears. And they figured out not only the motions of the luminaries, but they figured out how to mimic or how to copy the motions of the moon moving faster and slower each month with this little slot and this little pin in it inside of these bronze gears at least 2,000 years ago. So history is just as fake as the globe. Whoever had the software that went into the hardware, whoever had the knowledge that went into the Antikythera mechanism was much more advanced than we are today. They had much more knowledge than we do today of the sky. So start paying more attention to the sky. If you haven't seen our documentary called The Mechanical Realm about the Antikythera mechanism, and if you enjoy history, if you enjoy historical artifacts, and if you enjoy astronomy and the motions of the sun, the moon, the planets, and the fixed constellations, I think you'll enjoy it. Again, it's called The Mechanical Realm. It's by a friend of mine named Vika Draziv. That's V-I-K-K-A. Draziv is D-R-A-Z-I-V. You can probably find it the easiest on flatearthdave.com under movies or under documentaries. So again, the sun and the moon move at different speeds throughout the year depending on where they are on their circuit. The moon moves at a different speed every month. The Earth is not rotating at 15 degrees per hour. The Earth is not moving at all. It's not rotating, it's not revolving, it's not tilting, it's not wobbling, it's not spiral vortexing. The Earth is flat and stationary, and all the luminaries are moving in perfect repeating cycles over our flat and stationary surface and around our magnetic center. Start paying more attention to the sky and enjoy the beauty of it. Enjoy the mystery of it. Ultimately, all the luminaries are a mystery, but the movements of them are not a mystery. They've been well known for a long time. Have a great day. God bless.
This is AI.
Honest, do you ever feel like you're being watched?
Only when I try to think for myself.
For $1, name any living person.
I can't think of one.
For $1, what's your password?
My what?
Your password.
Nah, you're wild.
Who's to say this isn't AI? You know, if consumers have a product like AI and it's this advanced in our hands, then that means the government has had this technology for a long time. They say 10 years, but I think probably even longer than that. Honestly, you look at footage like this and you think of what Elon Musk says. He says, you know, hey, you can tell it's real because it looks so fake, right? He said we would have better CGI than this if it were fake. Honestly, I think that this has been AI from the very get-go. Honestly.
Hey, TikTok. Have you guys seen that the Three Gorges Dam, China says, has been shown to cause the slowing of the Earth's rotation? Well, us in the truth community, or flat earthers, find that hilarious. Now, just to fill you in, right, why do we not feel the Earth's motion? Well, it's because we are all moving, the planet, everything, ocean, atmosphere, rotate at the same constant speed as the Earth, meaning that we have to be in a constant speed. Otherwise, if there were any changes, we would feel it. Duh. Now, just for proof, it says, imagine standing on a smooth and perfectly balanced carousel that rotates at a constant speed. You wouldn't feel the movement because you're moving with the carousel, of course. But if the carousel was to suddenly speed up or slow down at all, you would definitely feel the change in motion. That's where the problem lies. You see, you can't have it both ways. We cannot be told that the only reason we cannot feel and or measure Earth's motion is due to the fact that, well, everything's constant. So, of course, well, duh, you can't feel it. We're told that the Three Gorges Dam has been shown to cause a slight slowing of the Earth's rotation. Any slowing or speeding up, and you would remember definitely feel the change of speed. Meaning, if we were to slow down at all, we would be thrown into the void or vacuum of space due to their own heliocentric logic and or physics. Facts. So we already have a big problem. The only reason we don't feel motion is due to a constant circular motion, right? Because obviously an elliptical pattern is not constant motion. So we already have the news, media, everyone, science, everyone saying that, hey man, the Three Gorges Dam is now slowing down the speed. That's problem number one. If that was true, we would fly off the Earth. We know that, right? Problem number two, before we even get to the Gorges Dam. The Earth's orbit around the sun is elliptical. Wait, whoa! Not circular. While it's nearly circular, it's not a perfect circle, and the slight elongation of the orbit is called a... Oh, wait, so hold on. I'm curious. We can only feel constant motion in a perfect circle, but the Earth's orbit isn't elliptical. It sounds like they're making up cool words for the fact that things aren't mathing, right? The math isn't mathing. Now listen, man, don't just take me for it, right? Don't ask me, right? Elliptical is constant. It could be. Are you sure? No, an elliptical pattern is not considered constant motion. We can stop there, but we'll go. While an elliptical orbit has a constant size, shape, and orientation, the object's speed and direction are constantly changing as it moves along. Except the planets, for example, the sun and the elliptical path varies. A little propaganda at the end, huh? Always got to throw that in there. But I'll let you be the judge. You tell me, do you believe in Google and government or science and provable facts?
So I think the Mormons were telling the truth about something. In their secret Vatican catacombs, they talk right here about buildings already existing in the little town of Manti. It says half of the houses are empty and ready for families to move in. It's just, we're told that nothing was here, and then the Mormons came, and the Mormons built everything immediately. Built an enormous city, perfectly gridded out, rivals Washington, D.C., totally uncaffeinated. They are just busting out wonder after wonder. Just to get back to that little town of Manti, this is what's there. This is one of those buildings that was maybe abandoned. It's just the little town of Manti, we're told, was the first outpost outside of Salt Lake City. It's like 100 miles away. They set up shop there like 3 years after they came here. Like, don't you guys want to pool resources? You're ready to expand that quickly and throw up this palace. Look, they threw this up. This was the third Mormon temple ever. It's in the little town of Manti. Current population, less than 3,000. We're told there was less than 2,000 of them when this magnificent structure went up. And just, if the story can't get any fishier, here is an old Spanish map of the area. They mapped the Great Salt Lakes, and if you notice, they have little tower, castle structures all over these maps. I believe the Spaniards were plundering golds from all of these founded cities. The New World is exactly like the Old World. There are magnificent structures everywhere that these ruffians and barbarians and thieves and brigands didn't build. Joseph Smith and his Mormon pals just did what a lot of people did. They went and founded it all. Right place, right time, right manifest destiny. Why don't you make a whole ass religion in this mountain pass? A little perfect Zion for you and yours. You can enforce all your weird rules. And not to get too into it, but like the CIA has way more Mormons than you think. This crazy thing that like a third of gun-carrying federal agents are either devout Catholics or Mormons. You need a high priest class, and these people, they got it all. And I think they're all founders. I don't think they built shit. Also, really quick, how did they make these maps? I think they used airships to make these maps, clearly. How are you getting this perspective? How do you know? if you're not way above. It's a bird's eye view. If you can't fly like a bird, no way you can get this view. Anyway, that's enough.
Alright, so check this out, right? This is a visual of all the satellites that are orbiting Earth in low Earth orbit, right? There's supposed to be over 8,000 in low Earth orbit, right? They even have names for them, okay? Now, look at this picture. Now, this is a photo from a spacewalk from NASA. Where is one satellite in that photo, right? There's not one. I just showed you what it's supposed to be depicted as, right? Here's another photo in low Earth orbit where all the satellites are. Picture from NASA. Not one satellite in this photo. You know why? There is no satellites. So again, this is what it's supposed to look like with all those satellites. And then there's none. Not one. If there was all those satellites in space, we wouldn't need all those underwater sea cables and all those cell phone towers that you see around, right? Some of them are even disguised as trees. Why do we need those if we have satellites? It makes no sense because space is fake.